Today's lecture is on protein sequencing. Protein sequencing is a process of determining the amino acid sequence of a protein or the number of peptides which are generated from a protein by trypsin digestion. It also helps to determine the preference of individual amino acid residue in the sequence in the protein to understand the secondary and the tertiary structure. We know that the primary structure of the protein with the array of amino acid determine the secondary and the tertiary structure, and ultimately the function of protein. Protein sequencing will also help us to identify the motifs in a protein sequence, and by knowing the motifs, we can easily understand the protein belong to which family, and thus we also come to know the relationship between the protein and its homologous sequences, and thus the function of unknown protein can be known by comparing the sequence with a homologous partner. And if the protein is novel, we can also characterize and annotate the function of new protein by determining the motifs and the secondary and tertiary structure. And thus protein sequencing have vast application in the field of proteomics and genomics. Now, to go for the proteomics study, first of all, we have to know how to prepare the sample, because proteins are heat reliable, very easily you can modify and thus affect the result in the result while sequencing or separation. So we have to first prepare the protein in a very robustic way, and thus so that the result will be good and there should not be any secondary modification of the protein. So first step is for the collection of the tissue from sample like the cancer tissue or the tissue of interest. And then since the proteins are present, internal proteins are present inside the protein, so the intracellular protein, to isolate the intracellular protein, we have to break the cell membrane and then isolate the protein. Next, once you isolate the protein, the cytoplasmic contain many interfering agents which might affect the native function of protein. As for example, the protease inhibitor will inhibit the function of protease, which might degrade the protein of interest. Thus, once you isolate the protein, then the storage of protein is also much important. The protein should be stored in a small amount in number of aliquot and then freeze in the refrigerator. And once aliquot is removed, go for the characterization like 2D electrophoresis and others, and then throw it, because storage in the refrigerator, again thawing and freezing and thawing will degrade the protein, and ultimately the protein structure will get hampered. So bring one aliquot at a time, do the experiment and throw the remaining protein out. As for example, suppose we isolate the protein from the tissue or the plant cell or the bacteria, and after cell disruption or the collection of protein and addition of the interfering agent, so that the protein do not get any sort of modification, the samples are prepared. Once the protein samples are prepared, it is then separated by 2D gel electrophoresis. 2D gel electrophoresis is a process by which the protein can be separated according to the isoelectric focusing and as well as molecular weight. So this is 2D electrophoresis gel, where the protein can be separated according to the pi value or pH and according to molecular weight, kilo Dalton. And now these are the protein spot. Now among the protein spot, the protein of interest is eluted from the gel and then subjected to trypsin digestion, in gel trypsin digestion. Because the protein contain high molecular weight protein, it is very difficult for one to go for the sequencing. So first you have to fragment it into number of fragments at trypsin digestion, because we know that the trypsin C residue, the site where the trypsin digests, the C residue contain arginine or lysine. So end of the C residue can be known, and then after trypsin digestion, individual fragment is identified by MS, and then by MS the protein sequence is determined. And then once the protein sequence is determined, it is consulted with compared with the database, and if the protein sequence is known to the database, you will get the function and the type and the protein family, and thus the annotation is made.